Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we're back again with another episode of Impractical but Fun Let's Kill Wolverine in 99 different ways. So we're on episode 25 I believe, and so this time we're taking a look at Crossbones. Now Crossbones was ignored by majority of the contest for quite a while up until he became the main pain in the bottom in Act 6 Chapter 1. However, still I do not see this guy used too much offensively. Hopefully that will change because of new variant. We're going to be getting 3 to 4 rank up gems, and Crossbones is 2016 champion, so in skill category he doesn't really have too much of a competition. Basically, if you pull 2016 3 to 4 skill gem, it's likely to go to Crossbones. Anyway, so the name of the game here is punch Wolverine in the face as quickly as possible and make sure your furies are stacked up as high. So for those who do not know, the way Crossbones works is as follows. So none of Crossbones hits can crit, but however, every time he would crit, he receives a fury buff instead that increases his attack. Now, for every fury buff, he also does 20% opponent's defensive ability reduction. So anytime we are at 5+ fury buffs, basically Wolverine has absolutely no chance to regen. Now, it kind of is dependent on RNG and your synergy setups and mastery setups, how many furies you can keep up. We are running the extended fury mastery in this video just to help us out a bit with furies, and aside from that there is nothing too special about the team. And we also have overrun mode, which we can enter by dashing back and holding block for like 2 or 2.5 seconds. And once we do that, we gain, I believe, 3 furies, but we lose half our block proficiency, which isn't like the most relevant thing. Now, why I mentioned the overrun is because that often helps us kind of like when we get bad RNG, when Wolverine doesn't want to cooperate with us, when we do not manage to keep our fury stacks up, we can use this overrun as kind of like a backup option to try and build up. Now, it does not always work, but for most part, it does kind of like gives us a good safety blanket, safety net. And here, once again, the main thing is for Wolverine to be aggressive, not to hold his block, kind of like to actually do something, either try and hit us so we can parry him or shoot special attack, something. Because the name of the game here is keep the tempo of the fight, keeps the furies up. If we do go slow, if we do go passive, we are in a really bad shape and he has a high chance of triggering regen. If we maintain aggressive, he can't trigger his regeneration buff. So far we have been doing it fairly well. For most part we are at like 4 or 5+ furies, sometimes we go to like 11 I believe, and the more furies obviously the more damage. So currently we're 166 hits in, he's at 36%, so we're doing just fine over there. Once again, we triggered overrun just because he was being a bit passive, and for most part I try not to use it unless I really feel that I have to and my furies are definitely dropping or about to drop. So now 185 hits in, he's at 25%, but as soon as he reaches that like 20-25%, he often goes defensive, and we're gonna see the same thing here. So we were doing like super fine up until here, but we're gonna have a few issues finishing out the fight. However, we're still going to be able to take that Wolverine down. It's just going to take us a bit longer. Currently, we're at 10 Furies, which is amazing. 7, 6, 5. You can see they're dropping down. 4, 5, 4. So it is kind of like a bit stressful. Definitely a race against the time. Definitely you need to try your utmost to be as aggressive as you possibly can in this fight. But so far it has gone well. He hasn't regened once, I believe, yet. He will though towards the end of the fight where he goes like passive. Like here, he is basically throwing his heavy attack, so I can't finish my overrun activation. And now we were on 6 furies, but he's still passive. So we are 228 hits in. He's at 7% health. However, as we all know, a single regen can completely mess us up. Now we're at 1 fury, 2 furies, and he did trigger 1 regen. It's the big one. It's for like 7k something there. So we do need to kind of deal with him again from 20-something%. I believe that was the only regen he does trigger. So we're gonna have fairly smooth sailing from here on out. However, that did annoy me towards the end, got me a bit worried. However, it was fairly decent attempt. This was the first time I tried this as well. I do not know if I would be able to do it without the Fury Mastery though, because it does seemingly help quite a bit. Because I know it's only like 0.8 seconds, but still in a matchup like this where the number of Fury Masteries like really help you out preventing that regeneration, it is important, I feel. And yeah, so Wolverine's back down to 8%. We just have few last combos to finish up. Hopefully he stays aggressive, so we manage to keep our Fury count up. Now I'm not going for overrun here just because I don't find the need for it. We're at 7-6 Furies, that's perfectly fine. And he drops his level to 1 punch, down he goes, and that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna catch you guys soon. See ya!